Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Aries Perez, and today I will be presenting to you my research entitled Touch What You Teach, the use of iPad-based ebook game as an assessment strategy in English. In a nutshell, this study aimed to develop a digital interactive instructional material in the form of a mobile game that is both created and played using a tablet known as the iPad. Afterwards, it determined its effect on the identified least mastered competencies in English of selected grade 7 students from Bicol University, Integrated Laboratory High School or BOILHS, which served as the study's locale. The study is anchored on a combination of different theories and assessment principles, such as the problem-based game model or PBG, Vygotsky's zone of proximal development or CPD, as well as several assessment for learning or AFL principles, like focus on how pupils learn, helping them to improve, and capacity for self and peer assessment. Concepts distilled from these theories and principles served as the theoretical frameworks of the study. Figure 1 illustrates the study's theoretical paradigm, where these distilled concepts such as the use of reflective trial and error, game mechanics, immersive multimedia-rich environment, and contextualized narrative with interactive puzzles all lead to a desired learning outcome through the proposed ebook game in the study. Figure 2, on the other hand, shows the conceptual paradigm of the study, where the resulting iPad-based ebook game, along with its content, pedagogy, and technology integration features, can lead to the enhancement of the target least mastered competencies in English, technology-enhanced engagement, capsule biography writing creativity, and particular family values of the grade 7 students. The subjects of this study were the 37 grade 7 students from Neptune and Venus sections divided into two groups. 16 students coming from Neptune formed the experimental group, while the remaining 21 from Venus eventually became the control group. The study utilized research and development as well as pre-test, post-test, quasi-experimental designs to develop the iPad-based ebook game and evaluate its effect on the language learning competencies, student engagement, creativity in writing their capsule biography, and their family values as an intervention tool among the purposively selected grade 7 students in English. Quantitative and qualitative methods were employed in analyzing the results of the study. Qualitative data were obtained from the journals of the students, focus group discussion or FGD, and answers and observation sheets. Quantitative data, on the other hand, were obtained from the pre-test and post-test scores and level of acceptability responses. Now let's proceed to the salient findings, conclusions, and recommendations from the study. Beginning with statement of the problem 1 or SOTP 1, what are the identified least mastered competencies in English of the grade 7 students of Bicol University College of Education Integrated Laboratory High School in terms of the following: grammar awareness and writing composition? Before we answer the first SOTP, let me first direct your attention to the legend section below this table. This way you will know what they mean as you encounter them in the succeeding slides. LC1 to LC8 stands for the specific learning competencies within the quarter numbered 1 to 8. They are classified either as G for grammar and W for writing and composition. Now here are the findings, conclusion, and recommendations for SOTP1. Based on the initial English proficiency test scores of the experimental group, their lowest grammar awareness competency pre-test mean score of 2.52 is an LC1, or the proper use of indirect speech, which is equivalent to a mean percentage score of 50.48%. This is interpreted as low mastery or LM based on DepEd's mastery level descriptors. When it comes to writing and composition, they garnered a pre-test mean score of 2.48 in LC8, which refers to writing a capsule biography of a person, which is equivalent to an MPS of 49.52%, which is also still interpreted as low mastery or LM. As for the control group, their lowest grammar awareness pretest score of 2.19 is also in LC1. This is equivalent to an MPS of 43.70%, interpreted as LM or low mastery, and on the other hand, their lowest writing and composition pretest score of 2.22 is also on LC8. This is equivalent as well to an MPS of 44.44%, interpreted as LM or low mastery. These findings only show that the least mastered grammar awareness competency of the grade 7 students from both the experimental and control groups is on the proper use of indirect speech, while their least mastered writing and composition competency is about writing a capsule biography of a person as well. Now let's talk about the SOTP2. What iPad-based ebook game may be developed as an instructional material to address the least mastered competencies in English of the grade 7 students in terms of content, pedagogy, and technology integration features. Findings revealed that the developed iPad-based ebook game in English has three categorical features. These are content, pedagogy, and technology integration features respectively. Its content features include curriculum compliance, authenticity, accuracy, and values integration. Its pedagogy features include creativity, student engagement, positive learning environment, and collaboration. Lastly, its technology integration features cover intuitiveness, flexibility, interactivity, and functionality. This means that the developed iPad-based ebook game in English has many content, pedagogy, and technology integration features. Therefore, teachers in public secondary schools should start exploring the different educational mobile applications that they can utilize for teaching and prescribe to students for further learning. In addition, they must begin looking at their post-PC mobile device as serious instructional tools, the way they would a laptop, projector, and other commonly used teaching devices. For the third SOTP, what is the level of acceptability of the iPad-based ebook game in English based on the students' and jurors' assessment? Based on the level of acceptability survey questionnaire, findings show that the actual weighted mean range of all the experimental groups' ratings in the level of acceptability of the iPad-based ebook game was between 2.81, which is very good, to 3.75, which is interpreted as excellent. All the ratings are unanimously positive. The ratings overall weighted mean is 3.28, or very good. As far as the jurors are concerned, the actual weighted mean range for their level of acceptability ratings is between 3.33, or very good, to 4, or excellent. All of the ratings were also unanimously positive, and the ratings overall weighted mean is 3.84, or excellent. Overall, this means that the developed iPad-based ebook game in English is highly acceptable. So it is highly recommended that teachers become aware of the various ways to wirelessly connect their devices to the projector and explore the possible ways they can also utilize a single smartphone or tablet in one-is-to-many or one device shared by several students format, combined with educational interactive activities or games that can elicit student engagement and motivation through active participation that could lead to the development of the 4 C's of 21st century skills among their students. Now let's go to SOTP4. What is the effect of the iPad-based ebook game in English in terms of the following aspects? Enhancement of students' grammar and writing competencies in English, technology-enhanced student engagement, creativity in writing a capsule biography, and enhancement of family values. Beginning with the first aspect, which is on the enhancement of the students' grammar and writing competencies in English, the following findings were derived. The experimental group's resulting overall mastery level based on their pretest performance is 52.75%, which is interpreted as near mastery, while their overall mastery level based on their post-test performance is 69.38%, which is still interpreted as near mastery. This shows, however, a 16.63% performance increase where the students belong to this group who were exposed to the researcher-made iPad-based ebook game in English. On the other hand, the control group's overall mastery level for their pretest performance is 47.02%, which is interpreted as low mastery. However, the resulting overall mastery level for their post-test performance, on the other hand, is 56.76%, which is interpreted as near mastery. This shows a 9.74% performance increase among the students in this group. Thus, the developed iPad-based ebook game in English has a very positive effect on the grade 7 students' identified least mastered competencies in both grammar awareness as well as writing and composition. When it comes to the technology-enhanced student engagement aspect, both the experimental group's overall level acceptability rating, which is 3.19 or very good, and the jurors' overall acceptability rating of 4.0 or excellent, revealed that the developed iPad-based ebook game successfully elicited active student participation among its users. The foregoing level of acceptability results were also confirmed by the majority of student journal responses, where they expressed their feeling of excitement, curiosity, and amazement towards it, alongside the teacher observation remark which emphasized the presence of positive social interaction among the students as they played the intervention together as a team. From these findings, it can be concluded that the developed iPad-based eBookgame in English has a very positive effect on the grade 7 students' technology-enhanced engagement. In terms of the third aspect, which focuses on the creativity in writing a capsule biography, both the experimental and control groups have shown a noticeable difference in their pre-test and post-test capsule biography writing performances. Based on the paired sample t-test, results revealed that there is a statistically significant difference between the pre-test, which is 1.88, and post-test, valued at 3.06, performance of the experimental group when it comes to their creativity in writing a capsule biography. This was also true to the control group, whose difference between their pre-test, which is 1.76, and post-test, 1.97, performance was also found to be statistically significant. However, after computing for the effect size to compare the statistically significant differences from both groups' pre- and post-test scores, it was further revealed that the experimental group's resulting effect size is 1.40, which is interpreted as huge effect, while the control group's computed effect size, on the other hand, is only 0.51, which is interpreted as large effect. Since the experimental group's effect size is larger than the control group's, this means that the difference in the pre- and post-test scores of the former is substantially more important than that of the latter. It can be concluded based on these findings that the developed iPad-based eBookgame in English has a very positive effect on the grade 7 students' creativity in writing a capsule biography. To clearly illustrate how substantially important the difference is between the experimental group's pre-test and post-test scores in creativity compared to that of the control groups, look at these two clustered bar graphs. As you can see, all the 16 students from the experimental group have in one way or another showed a noticeable increase in their post-test scores when demonstrating their creativity in terms of using varied sentence structures and selected literary devices in their written capsule biographies. The biggest notable percentage difference being 40%, as in the case of students 3, 5, and 11, respectively. In contrast, the 21 students from the control group have only shown marginal improvements at best, with 13% being the biggest difference in the case of students 7, 13, and 16 respectively, while 3 of them, in the case of students 8, 10, and 14, even scored below their pre-test creativity scores. For the last SOTP4 aspect, which is the enhancement of family values, findings show that almost everyone in the entire class really appreciated and learned specific family-related values from the proposed ebook game based on their journal and FGD responses. This only implies that the developed iPad-based ebook game in English has a very positive effect on the enhancement of family values of grade 7 students. In view of all these findings and conclusions, it is highly recommended therefore that the present study be replicated with a longer implementation duration to further validate its present findings, most especially when it comes to the effect of the developed iPad-based ebook game on target learning competencies, student engagement, creativity, enhancement of family values, or other academic-related concepts. Finally, under SOTP 5, how can the iPad-based ebook game in English be further improved based on the results of the study? Based on the 13 improvement suggestions for the present study's developed iPad-based ebook game in English, it can be deduced that most of them are already addressed with the exception of a lesser few, which were either unnecessary or contrary to the game's overall design and purpose. Given the fact that even a non-programmer like the researcher behind the study was able to create a digital interactive instructional material, such as this iPad-based ebook game, it is therefore recommended that the Department of Higher Education should look into initiating training workshops that will immerse today's educators to the constantly growing mobile applications that are currently available in various platforms, so they too can be empowered to create their own digital instructional materials using authoring tools like HyperPad in their own respective fields. Moreover, the government should also set, implement, and monitor a policy that will firmly establish teacher-led digital instructional materials design as a sustainable ICT-based initiative to further enhance the quality of education through appropriate and timely digital integration practices in every classroom, in every school, in every province within our country. Before I end this presentation, allow me to show you some of the actual implementation snapshots showing how the grade 7 students use the iPad-based ebook game in the classroom. Since the iPad was wirelessly connected to the projector, students need not move from where they are and instead focus on collaborating with their teammates while solving the puzzles related to the story, and of course their identified least mastered grammar and writing competencies in English. At the end of the day, seeing them have fun while learning makes all the difference. Thanks for listening, and Godspeed to each and all.